Hey, and welcome to another video, but this is a keyboard video about the ROCCAT Vulcan 80. Now this is a keyboard which is especially for esports, which means competitive gameplay. So we've got brown switches, which is a British layout as well, and it's got all of these functions. So let me just read a couple of specs. So we do have 1.8 meter cable, and this is not braided. This is just a normal cable, which is just like quite thick. You can use it with USB 2, but USB 3 would obviously be better, but it's compatible. It's also compatible with Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 8.1, Windows 10, Windows Anniversary, but you still need drivers to obviously drive the keyboard. And obviously using a ROCCAT leader mouse as well, which is the wireless version, but I thought it makes sense to just connect them all together. Now, they have got another Vulcan version. I think they've got the 100 and 120, and they obviously go up in price, but this one is purely just blue icy lights and stuff like that, and it's got a nice decent actuation where you press the button down, and it's got half weight caps, so it means that the bottom out will come back up really quickly, so you can respond and literally kill your enemy, well, in the game. So it's just it makes a lot of sense having keys that are a little bit lighter but just the right weight, so you just click them and they come back up, and the actuation point is really quite cool. It's got integrated macro and settings memory, so we've got the ROCCAT Swarm on the screen right now. And as soon as I connected it in via USB, it's saying that I need a firmware update for the ROCCAT leader. But then the Vulcan 80 is all ready to go. As you can see, the software is pretty self-explanatory. You just go in there and you do your thing and stuff like that. You can obviously brighten up the lighting behind it. I would want the RGB version, but technically they've done a version which is Vulcan 80, Vulcan 100 and Vulcan 120, so that means that the other ones have got RGB in it. This one's got just blue LED light in it, and you can brighten it up or you can dim it down, you can switch them off completely. The caps could be removed as well, so I'll just pull this off at the moment. And yeah, the caps have gotten like a nice little long travel, but like half the caps of normal size. And you just plug them straight back in, and it's got the brown, obviously, to show it's brown, or brown switches, or brown cherry MX switches, and then it's got the lighting behind it, which everything looks pretty perfect. If you go with cheaper keyboards, what you're going to find is the keys are going to be slightly a bit crooked or slightly a bit moved and wonky. These keys are set out perfectly, so if you've got OCD, then you're in luck here because the keys are perfect. Yes, it does suffer from a bit of smudging and heat. It's not heat resistant, but it does state that it's was it spill proof, if I remember rightly, spill proof and dust proof, so you can spill drinks and dust on it and everything like that, and it should be okay. But I can't see it on here, but I'm just gonna, yeah, there we go. Durability. A sturdy anodized aluminium top plate provides robustness, while reinforced key switches give solid feel to each keystroke and feature dust-proof, spill-resistant design. Yeah, so you can spill a drink over the top, but I wouldn't suggest you spill like Coke or Tango or something like that, or even Lil, because technically all that stickiness is going to go straight into the metal and kind of, if you've seen the videos of what like these Coca-Cola and Tango drinks can do to like metal with rust on it, then you won't want it on your keyboard at all. It's going to make your gameplay a bit crap, but spilling water on it should be okay and stuff like that. The keys look really nice. It is a definitely sturdy body. I did do a review on this keyboard before, but I didn't get the B-roll of what I wanted to do on the actual screen, so it's really annoying. So we're getting it right now and doing it all over again. But anyway, the keys are definitely robust. I've played games on it. This is my next favorite keyboard to actually do gaming with, and competitive competitive gaming at that. It does have this nice little I don't know what I would call it, like a little rest, but it's not really a big rest or anything like that, but it just complements the keyboard really well. It's got a nice little trim, that's what I should say, a nice little trim. It's got aluminium trim, which looks like it's been shaved off to give it that nice little sheen. It's got LED lights at the bottom there. In the dark, it does look pretty vivid and stuff, and obviously you can turn it down and brighten it up, whatever you want to do. That's pretty good. It's got 6 programmable buttons as well, and you can see clearly when I'm looking at these keys, they look very straight and they're not out of proportion. I like that. Anyway, it's got rubber feet at the bottom down there to just make sure that it doesn't go anywhere. So you've got rubber feet there, and one big rubber strip right across there, and it's got rubber feet on the back of these, which gives you a little bit more height for the keys. And it's also got rubber feet at the bottom as well, and it just complements the whole keyboard really well, so you can have that uplifting effect. Typing sensation sounds really good. The keys feel slightly separated, and what I like about it is if the keys go down and then you've got still a big gap, it's kind of, you can still touch the keys together, but this feels like your fingers will go straight through the middle. So it's not going to be for everyone, depending on the size of your fingers, but the keycaps are kind of like a nice size. They're like the same size as what a normal keycap is, it's just it hasn't got the body behind it, so it feels like your fingers are traveling down the middle. It's got a 32-bit ARM Cortex MO based processor, so obviously it works in conjunction with the software and obviously remembers all your programmable buttons that's in the keyboard. That sort of processor would have been in old school like tablets from back in the day, and it just stores memory and storage and stuff like that in its own sort of way. But when you put it in a keyboard, it gives it more power to do things rather than, well, even though it could be just plug and play up to Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 8.1, Windows 10, Windows 10 anniversary, you probably will work on Windows XP and stuff like that, and it will probably work on Mac. But technically you need the drivers to do everything else, which I've got the software on the screen right now. So if I go into Vulcan right now, we've got the key illuminations right here. We've got breathing, we've got snake, we've got fully lit, we've got heartbeat 2.0, we've got breathing 2.0, fade FX, ripple FX, and custom mode, where you can do your own custom buttons and have them all out, especially if you're doing your gaming like functions. Anyway, so snake, which is here, and then the brightness is kind of low at the moment. Let me brighten that right up right there. As you can see, it's going round, the whole keyboard looks good. Anyway, go click apply. And now my illumination is nice and bright. It's really quite cool. Really annoying though, because I can't do this without the software. But I'm sure that ROCCAT's got some other keyboards. You hold the button down like FN and then you go da 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 and it works. But you can program other buttons on there and all that sort of stuff. You've got profile slot 1, profile slot 2, profile slot 3, profile slot 4. Then you've got macro manager, then you've got all your normal games on there that you want to like do. You can delete and you can share your buttons with the world if you want. You can do like 2 milliseconds of fixed delay, record delays, all these buttons. If you're a streamer, you can do all of that as well. Obviously, you need a camera and microphone and all that other stuff. But yeah, this is pretty good. So I got fully lit, apply that, yes, that looks, whoa, that is vivid, that is vivid. It's got a nice mixture of purpley, bluey, navy sort of colour mixed together. It looks really nice. And the buttons at the bottom, like, it doesn't shine through too much, but if you look to the side, it's really like bang. But if you're looking like this, it's just like calm. So yeah, it's pretty good. As a gamer, I'd have it like this, so it could be a bit off distracting. And obviously it's not a 10 keyless keyboard, but still, normally I would have it like this, and the light is traveling right into my retinas. But then again, you can turn it down, so it's no problem whatsoever. Anyway, you've got all of these functions, which is just awesome anyway. And I just love the way that the keyboard goes in different diagonal bits. It's really quite crazy. And I like the fact that they always roll out updates. Now, I've been working with ROCCAT for years and years. And the funny thing is, I bought ROCCAT stuff. That was my first gaming like peripherals. No, actually, my mouse was my first peripheral gaming mouse. I can't remember what ROCCAT one it was, but I still got it. It had the red LED light on it. Then I bought another one that had just blue LED. But then I had the Logitech keyboard as well back in the day with the little calculator screen and miles per hour thing when you're driving really fast and stuff. Anyway, so yeah, that's how long I've been working with them for, and I bought their stuff way back in like 2011, something like that. And yeah, it was really robust, and I still got it now in 2019, but I'm not actually using it at the moment because I'm using this one, the ROCCAT Leader. So that's cool. Anyway, so yeah, you can change the speeds and all of that, and I like the way it moves and everything like that, and I love the way they roll out updates because the updates are always robust. It's like if there's a problem, they sort it out and it's fixed and it's done, and that's how it should be. What else can you do with this keyboard? It's got 1000 Hertz polling rate. Yeah, I've tried that. That is pretty good. The weight, 970 grams. I never really picked it up. It's pretty light keyboard. There's a little bit of a twist to it, but there's no creaking, and that's the most annoying thing. If you're sweating and you're playing and you're really competitive, you don't want to hear that squeaking stuff. It's really annoying. It looks like it's come down in 4 bits as well. You've got the spring, and then you've got the little clip, and then you've got the bass, and then you've got the brown switch, and then you've got the half keycap weight on the top there, which is pretty decent. Where is it? Oh yeah, tactile bump. Right, so if I'm moving my finger around, so if I was to do that, that feels good. That feels good going up. Right, on the left, it feels like it's got a little, you can feel like a bump into it. And on the right, slightly. So if you're gaming, you don't really notice this all the time, but you can feel like when the key just feels nice as a key press, and then you can just concentrate on what you're doing. But I haven't really noticed that before when I was gaming. In the other video, I never noticed that. But let me try it out with some gaming right now. Let's just try CSGO quickly. As you can tell, it's definitely one of my favourite keyboards. I know I was a little bit quiet because obviously I was concentrating and focusing on killing these peeps. But I'll tell you what, it's very, very cleanly made and stuff like that. So if you're in the market for a new keyboard and you don't want to pay through the earth, don't go for the 120 or the 100, go for this one, but you won't get the RGBs, but you will get a blue LED light and you got some customization just like the other ones. I don't know what's kind of that much different other than the price. Obviously the software is definitely a thing with this, but let me have a look just real quick just to see how much it is. So they're selling it for £150 for the Vulcan, what one is it? The Vulcan, this must be the 120 because it's right at the top. Where's the other one? Then you've got the Vulcan. Hang on. What's going on there? The ROCCAT Vulcan keyboard, yeah. And then we've got, which I said, the Vulcan 120 Aimo, Vulcan 100 Aimo, and the one that I've got, Vulcan 80. Okay, so by now, let's see how much the Vulcan keyboards cost. So yeah, let's go with UK. 150 they're selling it for the Vulcan 120 Aimo, and for the Aimo 100 it's on £139.99, and it's still RGB. The keyboard looks slightly a little bit different. I actually like it. It looks like kind of a foggy sort of keyboard look to it. And the Vulcan 80, it's £119.99, but it is pretty solid, and it's better in real life when you play with it. Anyway, my new favorite keyboard. Anyway, merch store down below if you want to check out and support MXDOUT and everything like that, and subscribe, share if you're new to this videos. We do all kind of videos like computer components and computer building, keyboards, mice, headsets, camera stuff. We do everything on here near enough. Anyway, if you really want to keep notified, then click the notification bell down below, and I'll see you next one. Thanks for watching. Roger and goddamn out.